morning and throughout the day, you don't think or worry about anything. Have complete peace of mind until you fall asleep at night, and then the next day you wake up and decide whether you might want to spend the new day just as the day before. In response to this idea that I published on the social network Twitter, I was asked if it was even possible to experience such a state of the brain for a long time and how to achieve that. Others were outraged that it could not be the meaning of life to be an unconscious zombie. Well, the latter is a misunderstanding. The notion behind these words is certainly different. Are we not much rather today surrounded by unconscious zombies who have adapted the activity of their brain to the status quo of society, tuning their consciousness in the sense of their masters, who make use of bread and circuses, carrot, whip, and general idiocy? If you didn't notice that what the federal German government calls the Exzellenz Initiative in education is a reduction of the general academic level of education, then I'm sorry. I'm talking about reaching a state of inner peace and effortlessness in which the brain is relaxed, creative, and capable of deeper insights in comparison to everyday thinking. To free yourself again from the zombification that has already taken place. It is also, and above all, important to be yourself. To get there, we must be aware of the fact that we have learned to manipulate ourselves, or that we are manipulated by others in general. Society expects a certain kind of adaptation from us. Our environment expects us to act accordingly to what is generally accepted. Without realizing it, we talk to ourselves, e.g., in order to find out what to do or how to behave in everyday life. We imagine an imaginary homunculus that plays various roles when talking to us in our fantasy, without being aware of that somehow. In the role of this imaginary opponent, we try to talk to ourselves in the best and most meaningful way. if it is actually dangerous nonsense, if you take this kind of self-talk really seriously. As children, we have first played the role of our parents when we were eager to get help or parental advice in a moment of loneliness and helplessness. We also might have feared the punitive authority of our parents and have internalized their will in this way by talking to ourselves. Psychologists call this auto-communicative behavior, in which a person speaks to herself in the role of another person, role-taking, as instructive self-talk. In an instructive soliloquy, linguistic information that originated from a third party can be recalled, repeated, and decoded, which can cause a variety of reactions in your brain because it is a stimulus from inside your body. A role of this imaginary counterpart is the conscience, or superego, as it was called by Sigmund Freud. The fact that you talk in your head does not mean that you think, but only that you speak. And since no one else is able to listen to your speech, you are most likely addressing yourself. We talk to ourselves, for example, in order to find out what to do or how to behave. We ask this in front of an imaginary opponent, playing different roles without us being aware about the circumstance. This inner voice we confuse with conscious thought, and it is not clear to us that conversations in our head pose no own thinking, but only an imaginary thinking.